everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 2, the Enhanced Edition, with none other than Godan Firehammer. Oh yes, our neutral evil dwarven defender. Okay, this is a start of proceedings proper, but just before I do click accept and dive in, just a couple of things I forgot to mention in the introductory video, and I'll get them out of the way now. First of all, this game, I've played this before. I played this way back in 2011, so it's not completely blind. Although you may argue it's partially blindish, because, you know, it's been a long time since I played it. So although I will remember quite a fair bit of stuff, I probably won't remember everything. And because I'm playing as a neutral evil character, I will probably make different choices to those that I made the first time, so things will also play out a little bit more differently from the first time that I played the game. So if you can keep story spoilers to a minimum in any comments you make, that would be greatly appreciated. However, I am not adverse to you suggesting you know, locations for items which may be beneficial for the party. If I've missed stuff, please point it out. I can go back and get it. You know, things like that I don't mind, but story spoilers, I just still would request you keep those to a minimum, even though I have played the game before. Also, the video size, the size of these videos is probably going to be somewhere between 25 to 30 minutes. I want to keep these down to manageable bite-sized chunks for you to watch more easily. But also, because I'm adding in after narrative, it's a nice length of video in terms of the amount of work that I have to put into them. And finally, if I can rack my memory, there was something else. Yes, you know, I am going to be doing some narration. I am going to be commenting on the history of the world and giving you snippets of information about various different things. In the description of this video, there is a link to a download for two manuals that Beamdog have done for the Enhanced Edition, which are really, really good for providing you with some tidbits of information about where we find ourselves. And the nature of the world that we're in. So feel free to check those out to give yourself a bit more of a background as to the situation that we're in and where we are. They are quite a good read. Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road. We're going to be playing on core rules. And as it says here, this setting is aimed at veteran players, that's debatable, who are well versed in the AD&D mechanics. Enemies will deal full damage, party members can permanently die, and spells aren't guaranteed to be copied into spellbooks. So there's a few little nuances there on top of the normal. The big one for me, really, is the fact that hit point rolls are not maximised on core rules. And I do recall in Baldur's Gate 1 getting some very poor hit point rolls with my frontline fighters, which made them a little bit vulnerable. But that's the nature of the beast.
Ah, the child of Bhaal is awoken. It is time for more experiments. The pain will only be passing. You should survive the process. Interesting. You have much untapped power. Do you even realize your potential?
More intruders have entered the complex, Master.
They act sooner than we had anticipated. No matter, they will only prove a slight delay.
here.
Alright, so here we are, caged like an animal, experimented on by some unknown, highly powerful mage, and Imowen is stood before us. I think it's safe to assume that Godan is just a little bit confused and asking just what the hell is going on. He messed with your head too, huh? All I know is we are near Baldur's Gate and got jumped. Okay, so we've got a journal update there, which I'll leave you to read that in your own time. I don't think I want to remember it all. He's been doing things to us. Godan, we have to get out of here. Indeed, she speaks the truth. And in terms of how they were captured, well, I'll just take you through it very briefly. But Godan received an invitation to the ducal palace of Baldur's Gate for a grand feast to celebrate his epic victory over Saravok and saving the city from ultimate doom. Not to shy away from being the centre of attention, Godan and Imowen headed north to Baldur's Gate from their tower in anticipation of being welcomed as prized guests of this feast. Only this feast was not happening. It was a trap, and they were pounced upon and captured. Godan doesn't know who is responsible, but he is of the opinion that it's got to be the Shadow Thieves of Arm, surely, who are utterly jealous of Imowen's Thieves Guild thieves trained in his tower, who are growing in notoriety. We'll see if his inclination is correct as we progress on. Okay, so go down trying to make a movement. Yeah, me too, but my head hurts the most. Yours too by the sound of the screaming. Go down, probably flushing a little bit, not wanting to be seen as weak. You just got to get out of here. Yes, we'll get out and figure out what's going on. Go down saying, good, because I don't know if I could get loose again if I had to. Not with the pain in my head. That's another thing. Go down wondering just how the hell has she escaped. It isn't like a normal pain. Go down, it's in the inside, like my bones made a little dagger, and it won't go away. Don't look at me like that. It just hurts, alright? Must have been the noise. There was a fight. Assassins came after our captor, I think. There's people dead all over, and the fighting is still going on. I could hear it. Are you going to get moving, or do I leave without you? Go down taken aback. After all we've been through, she would willingly abandon him? Can't she see he's just recovering from some heinous experimentation? Give him a moment. Yeah, seem awfully quick to abandon him. Stop being like that. I know it's just because he messed with your head, but that excuse only goes so far. Come on, I'll drag you out of here if I have to, just so long as we get out. I can't go through any more. We should look in that room to the west first. West and just a bit north. I think I saw some weapons in there. It's a room off the corner of this one. I don't think it's our gear. They probably sold our best stuff, but anything is better than nothing. Now let's go! Okay, so I'm going to refrain when she's finished casting all these spells on herself. I'm going to try and refrain from going into the journal and stuff too much in this first session, purely because I'm not up to speed with the ins and outs of it just yet, and the new layout of the user interface. I'll kind of get to that in due course at some point, but one thing I do want to turn off as soon as possible is any party AI scripts. And I shall, as you can see, there's a whole host of scripts you can put the AI to do certain tasks and things, but I want to kind of micromanage combat myself. Thank you. Okay, I think that covers it. Godan tentatively leaves his cell, the effects of the horrendous experimentation still evident. He's not the only captive in the room, however, and he approaches two familiar faces.
Quickly, we must get out of here before whoever did this returns. I swear, traveling with you is never dull.
And of course, Godan recognizing Yahaira. Of course, Yahaira traveling with us for a brief moment before she and her irksome husband Khalid were left in Nashkel. Asking if she has any idea as to why we are here. I'm sure we could navel-gaze all day about what brought us here, but it shall certainly prove pointless if we do not remove ourselves from immediate danger. I know not who has entrapped us here either, but I would rather not find out simply waiting for them to return. We are at a disadvantage in this place. I will recount what led to this if you wish, though I think I have little to offer that you do not know already. My husband Khalid, Godan rolling his eyes at the mention of the man, and I have travelled with you for some seasons now, and the places we have seen number too many to name, and she obviously exaggerates. We were together for a couple of weeks at best. Your unique heritage has proven a magnet to adventure, for better or worse, and your foster father was right in directing us to watch over you. We remain in your company as friends more than guardians, and our exploits together have left the land for the better. We have earned many enemies, but we have dispatched them all. Whoever has trapped us now is certainly powerful to have done so easily. Once we know, we will deal with them in due course, but for the time being it is more important we retrieve our friends and companions and leave this place. Well, we did ask for an explanation, so we can't kind of criticise her for giving us one. But, yeah, Godan intrigued as to where Khalid is now. They were tied at the hip when we last saw them. I do not know where he is, and it worries me. No doubt he was taken as we were, though it seems we were all meant for different fates. From the state of my head, I think I have been drugged, though I have been spared any serious physical mistreatment. Yeah, not so fortunate for Godan. You, however, look as though you have been treated most unfavourably, and I should not like to think of Khalid receiving the same. Godan obviously were thinking along the lines of, he would not be able to hack it. It's a miracle. I'm still here. Khalid would have had no chance. Right. But yes, your cage seems to be magically sealed, he has noticed. If you are of sufficient strength, it is possible the cage may be broken. If not, you may have to search for whatever key it might need. Do try to hurry. I wish to be out of here before the owner returns. The ease of our capture suggests it may be beyond our power to resist. It will be best to face the culprit another day on our own terms. So go, and be quick. You must free ourselves soon. Okay, so Yahaira basically is obviously in a magically sealed door. She did say, if you have the strength, we may be able to break the door down. Godan obviously going to give it a try. Just flexing his muscles here. Just bear with me here, my dear. Rag these cage doors open. He's ragging the doors vehemently here, yanking, pulling, trying to twist them off the hinges, and obviously the experiments that he's been subjected to have obviously drained him of his power. He's just recently recovered. I am very sorry, but had this been another day, these doors would have been ripped off their hinges. We'll have to find a key, and if we can't, well, I'm sorry, we'll have to leave you behind. Anyway, Godan then suddenly turns to his immediate right and notices a rather familiar looking character. Yes, indeed. The very same character, if you recall, that fell in the streets of Nashkel to this very man's own hand. Godan killed Minsk, who flipped a lid when we refused to help him rescue somebody by the name of Dynahair. And he also crushed his hamster Boo beneath his boot. obviously falling in the streets of Nashkel, a stone's throw away from the Temple of Helm. The horrified locals that saw his stricken body in the street rushed him to the temple, where the priest of Helm used the Raise Dead spell to bring this man back to life. And now he finds himself here. So, yes.
On my honor.
Godan wondering, however, does he have any recollection of just who killed him in Nashkel?
I will do my best.
Ah, Minsk will be free. These bonds will not hold my wrath. Butts will be liberally kicked in good measure.
Ah. Godan just going to test the waters here. And, although we're not quite saying remember travelling with him, we certainly do remember him, and asking him if he has any idea how we have all come to be caged in this location. Our travels are the stuff of legend, our victories the subject of song. How could I not follow to find my friends after they disappeared? I do not know who's done this, but I will avenge most viciously the wrongs, the wrongs. Yahaira, I will cave their skulls for what they have done. Yahaira. Yes, telling him to calm down. I will not be the only one to lose my head here today. Yahaira, my charge and friend, she is dead, and I am a failure as her guard. I will exact penance from each and every wicked soul that dared to lay a finger on. They killed her as I watched, you see. I know not who they were, but I will redeem myself. Immerman, sorry to hear of his loss. Godan, standing there stone-faced, couldn't care less. I won't cry for the dead. I won't. Okay, maybe a little. But I will staunch the flow of tears with righteous fury. Lullaby and good night evil. Minsk will make you pay. Will you help me? We must join together once more, and our fury will be such that bards will run their quills dry. Yes, ink will be scarce wherever we go. Okay. Now, ordinarily, we've killed the man once. We probably wouldn't kill him again, but we certainly would probably contemplate leaving him in his cell. However, Godan has gained wisdom in his time travelling in Baldur's Gate. And, many more hands make light work of the enemy. And we could well use a bit of a sword arm to get us out of here. Yes, but telling him to remain calm. We cannot afford him becoming reckless. I'll see what I can do. I can't help it. Freedom is to be mine, and even my permanently welded cell will not deter you. Yes, no lock at all. They feed me that much, and I am proud. Yes, but as you have quite rightly said, these doors appear to be permanently closed, Godan saying. Just give me some time, this could prove to be a problem. I might need to look for some kind of magical key. But you will keep looking, of course. You would never give up, I know this. A hero always succeeds, and a hero never stops short of his goal. The mention of the word hero. Godan, slightly warming to him a little bit there. Oh, he's called me a hero. Well, perhaps he's not as stupid as he looks. Yes, we'll get... Just give us a moment. We'll get to looking for your key. You have brushed me aside with your words. You won't help. Boo can see it now. You do not intend to cut my chains. You only intend to yank them. I will make sure you do not live long enough to abandon more friends. I will do all of this as soon as I get these doors open.
The bars, they bend and twist with my berserker strength. Minsk and Boo are free. Now you will... No. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you are a smart one. I understand now. You said what you did just to get me mad. Mad enough to break free. Haha. You are as smart as Boo sometimes.
Okay, Godan, taken aback to the fact that he has managed to prise his doors open with brute strength. Now, if you remember from the last game, he had a bit of a one-upmanship going on with Dawn, didn't he, old Godan? Who could deal the most damage with their crushing blows? Bit of a personal, vendetta going on there, one-upmanship. And he's just tried to yank these doors open for Yahaira and failed miserably. Minsk has just managed to rag his doors open. He's not best impressed with that. Doesn't like to be outdone. Now we can resume our adventures together. There are friends to avenge and villains to smack about the face and neck. Right, Boo? Yes, well... Okay, accepting him into the party, and perhaps just throwing in a bit of an underhanded comment due to the fact that he's still smarting from the fact that he's just managed to prise his doors open when he's failed. You better serve us better than you did Yahaira. My honour and competence is in question? Oh, I assure you that nothing shall keep me from exacting my righteous wrath on those responsible for this. If anything, I shall be even more single-minded in my focus. Minsk is Minsk, and it shall always be so. Come, Boo, we are among friends again. And, Godan noticing that not only has Minsk been raised from the dead, but the hamster is now no longer flat as a pancake. Don't ask questions, better left to aged sages. Boo is quick and evasive, and there is ever so much of Minsk to search. There is no hope of getting us apart. Not best impressed about that image he's just painted. Minsk and Boo are Minsk and Boo, and we shall not be separated. Shall we go? The butts of evil await my boot print. Yeah. I don't think he would quite be entertaining Minsk with that, but accepting him into the party. All right. So we have ourselves 3 of us.
Yes.
And Godan is not going to ask Minsk to try and force the doors open for Yahaira, for fear of embarrassing himself. Okay, the scroll speed could do with being increased slightly. Do bear with me. There probably will be some options that need to be sorted out. Mouse scroll speed, let's put it up a bit. Keyboard scroll speed, put it up a bit. That should be fine. That's better. Okay. Right, so we're 26 minutes in, so what we'll do is we'll carry on a little bit further.
Very well.
Godan shall have to keep his eye on Minsk. It appears that Minsk may not remember that it was Godan that felled him in Nashkel, but Godan will take no chances. He cannot afford to be caught off guard by the maniacal ranger.
What do you want?
Just in case he is playing it coy and plotting Godan's downfall. Whilst in thought, Godan and the others enter the western room in search of equipment to help them with their escape. Laying on a table are an assortment of rather dull and blunt-looking weapons. The most alarming presence in the room, however, is a golem that appears to be standing watch. Imoen nonchalantly tells Godan not to worry about the golem, and proceeds to casually walk up to a painting in the corner of a room. Godan is taken aback by Imoen's calmness given the circumstances. She removes some thieving tools from her pocket and proceeds to snip a barely visible wire in the top right corner of the painting. She then pulls the painting off the wall to reveal an alcove containing 3 healing potions and an enchanted dagger. She hands these to Godan. Imoen knows the score. Godan is always responsible for the allocation of the company's supplies and gear. Minsk, however, is not quite so well versed. Whilst Imowen is dealing with the painting, Minsk begins to rifle through the weapons on the table before Godan stops him in his tracks and proceeds to give him a lecture. Under no circumstances should he take it upon himself to pick up potentially useful items or equipment. Godan is the saviour of Baldur's Gate, a well-accomplished adventurer and masterful tactician. He will ensure that the company survive this ordeal, but in order to do so, he must be given sight of all supplies so he can allocate them effectively. Purely for the benefit of all concerned, of course, and nothing to do with the fact that he is a greedy control freak. Minsk promptly steps away from the table. Godan divvies up the supplies, including an assortment of armour that he locates in a chest on the western wall. Once equipped, and looking far more likely to survive whatever may lie in wait for them when compared with mere moments ago, Godan notices a strange yellow key on the table. It hums with magical energy, and he is convinced that it is the key to Yahaira's cell. He takes it and instructs the others to follow him as he heads back into the holding area to try the key.
As you ask. What is my task? It shall be.
Nature's servant awaits.
So Godan opening the doors to Yahaira's cage with a magical key. Well, that is a relief, and about time too. We should be going immediately. Not only might our host come back, I simply must see the sun again in none too short a time. This dank place stifles me. Okay. Indeed. Joining forces once again. Telling Godan it's good to share his company. Alright. Freed her with the key.
On my honor.
I think that's probably just about 30 minutes, so I'm going to draw a close to
Yes,
this
I await
session
your
here. In the next one, we shall proceed into this room here to talk with the clay golem initially, and then we shall proceed onwards to try and see if we can find a way out of this little predicament. So join me next time for that. See you soon.